Ireland's Classic Hits Radio. We are delighted to have Martin McAloon with us today from Prefab Sprout. You're very welcome.
Hi, Trina. Thank you very, very much for having me.
God, it's like talking to Anton Deck here. The next best thing, what?
Well, yes, they were, I think one of them went to my son's school.
There you go.
Yeah.
From Newcastle. Yeah. So listen to me, Martin. The breakfast show, we're talking about how bands get their names, and there's been some peculiar ones over the years, and we kind of never really think about it. So I can't let you. I have to kick off by asking you, Prefab Sprout. I mean, what is that about?
Well, when we were I'd only be about 10 or 11 years old, and T-Rex were massive at the time. This would be about 1971, 72, something like that. And you know, all bands in that era, like the Grateful Dead, Tyrannosaurus Rex, it was like 2-word names, Led Zeppelin. And we were kids, and I was 10, and you kind of went, yeah, Prefab Sprout sounds exactly right for us. 2 stupid words stuck together, you've got yourself a band.
Okay, no meaning then.
Then you grow into it. Absolutely no meaning, and then you grow into it. Over the years, you become exactly what you stated you were going to be.
That is hilarious. Because I know there was method in the madness with UB40, because I believe that was unemployment benefit form 40, which was getting your dole money. But so Prefab Sprout means absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. 2 words, stick them together and away you go. I'd say that's always the best policy, you know?
Yeah. I love
it. There was a journalist once who did say the only thing holding you back, I love your music, but the only thing holding you back is your stupid name. And we kind of went, yep.
They couldn't commit to you because of the band name. Hilarious.
Exactly.
So listen, how are you keeping, Martin?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I'm very well in this new lease of life that I found at the age of 62.
Because you're coming to Ireland. You've got gigs next week. You're going to be in Dublin at the Liberty Hall Theatre on Tuesday, then in Limerick, Dolan's there on Wednesday, and then Belfast, the Empire on Thursday. But you don't have the full lineup. No,
the last time the full lineup played was as a full band with a full set was 24 years ago, almost quarter of a century ago. It was in April of 2000 over at the Olympia Theatre. So it's quarter of a century since the band played.
I actually knew
I got sick of waiting, Trina.
Yeah. I actually saw the date when you were last together, and it didn't actually register in my brain that was nearly a quarter of a century ago. Because you feel like the noughties were only kind of 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Oh my God. So you're doing it anyway because you got fed up waiting around. Tell me about the madness of it when you were first kind of shot to fame and the big songs that were out. I mean, was it a bit of a crazy life back then?
No. In a nutshell, it would be great. It would be great if I could say, yeah, we're partying the whole time. We did virtually nothing. We just kind of went about our business. It was just a day at the office, to be perfectly honest. I know that's not very exciting, is it?
Top of the pops,
I should be saying.
And he was just, in Tesco's the next day shopping.
The next day I was at my auntie's funeral. So yes, exactly that.
Ah, Martin.
The next day was just straight into the mundane things of life. Yeah. It's not very exciting.
You got to make it up. Say you were throwing televisions out of hotel room windows and stuff.
Well, toasters would probably be as far as I'd get.
And cups of tea.
Throw a toaster out the window or throw a teacup. I think, wasn't it, there was a point where Martha Reeves and Dusty Springfield, they bonded whilst throwing teacups around the dressing room. So there's one.
Wow.
That's better than throwing that. I'd rather have done that than throw TVs out the window.
There's some of the big Prefab Sprout hits that we all know and love, and we play here on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio because we're all about the 80s. Cars and Girls, what a song. When Love Breaks Down, the king of rock and roll. But I have to ask you about the lyrics as well. Hot Dog, Jumping Frog, Albuquerque. Again, what does that mean?
It's it's a similar thing to the name, isn't it? It's three words that you could fit together that are absolutely unrelated but would look great on a T-shirt. And the rest of the lyrics are, it's pointing out how when you get to a certain age, like 62, like I am, that's how ridiculous it is that you had a hit with a song with words that had no meaning in a band that had no meaning, but it still encapsulates a whole lifetime and the futility of being in a in a rock band.
Oh. And there's songs that we can still, like, we still just love them today. They don't
Yes, I know.
age, sure they don't.
Well, I know, and that's why I'm doing this. I love playing those songs. So even if I wasn't touring, I'd still, in the morning, I'd wake up and I'd play a handful of these songs every day of my life. And I play them on the guitar. I don't listen to them on the radio or on the record player or anything like that. It's just from memory and then keeping my hands in use, playing them and remembering the lyrics. And, even at the point, I think the tickets are nearly all sold, but had nobody bought tickets, I'd still play all these songs on the night when I came over because I enjoy playing them. And they are timeless and you can do them any which way you can. And the amount of cover versions that have been done by various people, from Cher to Lisa Stansfield to Kylie Minogue and Rod Stewart, it's kind of, they do them in their own way and they always work. So the songs are flawless. I'm as big an admirer of my brother's writing, or Paddy's writing, because he wrote them all. And I'm his biggest fan. Everybody else is secondary to me.
So Paddy, talk to me about Paddy.
Oh, he's good. He's good. He just gets on with his own thing and he's doing his own stuff. Yeah,
because
he's good.
Somebody was saying that he was in ill health and that's why he couldn't really tour.
Well, he's had difficulty with his hearing and his eyesight, but apart from that, he was never big on touring anyway. And I think he's good and he's just doing his own thing and he's getting on with it. And, he writes all the time. He writes and he plays all the time. And it's just, I suppose, just figuring out which ones he wants to do when. And it's all that. He's in good spirits.
Yeah. Isn't it gas when you think about the music videos back then? I mean, now they would have like a huge team of stylists and all kinds of people and hangers-on in the background. It was a vest in the music video and that was it.
That's it. Yeah. We did have stylists, but nobody could ever make me look like anything that you'd want to see in a movie.
A stylist styled a vest top. Are you serious? Wow.
I know. There's many a time I'd be handed various clothes to wear, and I'd think, well, I'm kind of like the jeans.
God, you were robbed. You need to be getting on to the stylist and saying, we want our money back.
I know. I should bring one on tour, shouldn't I?
We will see you when you're in town. There's no missing you, actually. Can you describe how you're looking these days? If anyone hasn't seen a picture of you recently, you might just describe so people know.
I think it's a hangover from the pandemic. But I've got long white hair and long white beard. It's not that long, and I'm going to try and get it trimmed a bit before I come across. I don't want to scare you.
If any shopping centres are looking for somebody to sit in a grotto this Christmas time, Martin's your man.
Right. I'm very, very close.
Well, Martin, it's so nice to talk
Trina,
to you. And I'm still kind of wondering, because we're on a call here and you're not on Zoom, I'm kind of thinking, was I really talking to Declan Donnelly all that time? Because you just sound so like him.
Did we really? I wouldn't know, but is that what I sound like?
Exactly like him. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. That fella, he plays tricks on people, so he could be pretending to be you. You never know.
I wouldn't know. That's
Thanks
good.
so much. Take care of yourself, Martin, and we'll see you
Trina,
next week in
thanks ever
Ireland.
so much.
See you now. Bye.
Brilliant stuff.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye.
It's Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.